Okay, this is for everyone who wants a longer workout and a stronger one. This is my niece, Riley, and I'm going to talk her through this because she's stronger than I am. So we're going to start with our hands to our heart. Close your eyes. Find your breath. And begin breathing in and out through your nose. Draw the breath in with the muscles of your throat. Finding Ujjayi breath. And as you find your breath, find your belly with your breath and begin to breathe deeply into the belly. Each exhalation, draw your navel back towards your spine. Do that 3 more times. Take a long inhale. And exhale, draw navel back towards spine. Make sure you're, there you go, nice. Really feeling that lower abdominals, everything below your belly button engaging. Do one more time, deep breath in. And strong exhale, draw the navel back. Good. And then go ahead and go onto your yoga mat and take a downward facing dog, which is, hands to the floor, hips high, there we go. And as you take your down dog, start to move your body a little closer to your thighs. You can bend your knees if you need to. We've got my great nephew here as well. Rooting down to the palms of your hands, spread your fingers out wide into the ground. Your palms are shoulder distance apart. Claw the floor lightly with your fingertips here. Good, take an inhale and downward facing dog. As you exhale, just walk your hands back towards your toes so that you're in a forward fold, standing flat onto your feet. And then hands come to the ground to the best of your ability, and your neck is long. Shake any tension out of your neck, head, and shoulders. Soften your face and your jaw, your eyes, and your forehead. Good. Make sure your quadriceps are strong here. Pull those kneecaps up. And I'm going to have you shift forward a little bit into the fronts of your feet so that your hips are over your heels. Good. Take another strong exhale here. Dive a little deeper. Root down through your feet and rise up. Sweep your arms over your head and take a long inhale, pressing your palms together. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Again, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Let the heart rise. Exhale, dive forward. Bring your ribs forward for as long as you can. Nice. Keep your hips over your heels so as you dive, you're propelling your torso forward. Yeah, gotta use more core strength to do that. There we go. Take an inhale to extend your spine. Draw your neck long. You can bend your knees here if you need to, but get your neck also to elongate in the opposite direction. So this way, look at me. Yeah, neck long. There you go. And then plant the palms to the floor. Jump back or walk back to your plank pose. A high push-up position, good. Exhale, lower slowly to chaturanga. Draw the elbows in towards your torso. Nice. Inhale into your up dog. Let your heart rise. Open up the chest. Beautiful. Exhale, press it back to a downward facing dog. Bring your hips up to the sky and the heels toward the floor. Good. Breathing deeply here, in through your nose and out through your nose. So if there is this rounding in your back, you want to bend your knees just a little bit. There we go. Nice. Good. Spread those fingers out wide. Root down through your heels a little more. Take one final exhale. Dive even deeper into your down dog. Walk your feet or jump your feet back to the top of your mat this time. Or right into your hands, yeah. Inhale, extend your torso. Weight forward again, right? Keep your weight all the way forward into the fronts of your feet. There you go, good. Exhale, fold, reach your crown towards your toes. Reaching your head all the way down into the earth. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, rise up, sweep the arms overhead. Take a little back bend here if you'd like. Good, and exhale, dive forward all the way back down to the ground, folding in. Inhale to extend your torso. Reach your crown forward. Neck is long. Good, so notice how her neck is reaching forward, but I want it to be in line with the rest of the spine. So weight forward, neck long, there we go. Feel the difference? Yeah. Feel how that makes your abs work that much harder? Good. Jump back or walk back to your plank pose. Take your exhale and lower slowly to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Good. Exhale, nice. Press it back to downward facing dog. Hips up to the sky. Walk your legs out if you'd like to, or keep your knees bent. Again, we're looking for that true extended spine. Looks good, right? Spread your fingers out as wide as you can. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale to empty out completely. Once you are empty, jump or walk your feet back to the top of your mat or to the middle of your mat, wherever your hands are. Take an inhale to extend. Good, and exhale, fold. Now we're gonna move right into a B series from here. Bend your knees deeply, sweep your arms over your head into an Utkatasana. And bring your heels down now and your toes lift, right? So you wanna make sure that your feet are as alive as possible. The toes are spreading open and you feel your shins firing here. So take an inhale, sit down a little deeper. Exhale, dive forward and fold in. Good, weight comes into the fronts of your feet and your forward fold, that's it. Inhale, extend your spine. So you breathe your torso away from your thighs here, your crown draws forward. Jump back or walk back to your plank pose, your high push-up. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale into your up dog, let the heart rise. Exhale, press it back to downward facing dog, hips up to the sky. Good, spread your fingers out again. Lift your right leg up now, reaching it back toward the top of the wall behind you. And as you reach that leg up, make sure it's long. Nice job, that's it. If you need to bend your lower leg, that's fine. Just make sure your left quadriceps are working here. Take another inhale to lift the right leg even higher. And exhale, step your right foot through your hands into a lunge position. Come up, sweeping your arms over your head. Good. Keep the arms straight up to the sky. There we go. And face me. Try to face the front. There you go. Nice. That's it. Stay right here. You're going to clasp your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and you're drawing the pelvis up, the chest up toward the sky as you draw the pelvis down toward the ground. That's it. Really nice. Please breathe here, breathing in for as long as you possibly can from your hips up to your armpits. As you exhale, draw the elbows just a little further back and lean your head into your hands. Just one more inhale here. Keep the elbows where you've got them. Then unravel your arms and reach your arms toward the top of the wall behind you. Good. Exhale, both hands back down to the ground. Step your right leg back to meet your left leg. Keep the flow going as you lower to Chaturanga Dandasana, low push-up. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, press it back to a downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your left leg up. As you reach it back, make sure you're rooting down through the inner heel of your right foot. As the right foot roots down, make sure the left leg is rising. You want to make sure that this left heel is in line with your left sit bone. Take another inhale here to lift the leg higher. Nice. Exhale, bring your knee underneath your sternum, round your back and step your left foot all the way through your hands. Press the back heel. Let's stay in lunge. Sweep the arms overhead. That's gonna happen. And as you exhale, clasp the hands just like you're doing good, right behind the base of your skull. Let your head fall back into your arms. Good, as the elbows draw back, lift the sternum, lift the heart toward the heavens. Same time, you're rooting down through the inner edge of your left foot. You're pushing back through the inner heel of your right foot. Take an inhale and see if maybe your elbows can open even more. Nice. Good, keep the elbows where they're at and then extend your arms back toward the top of the wall behind you again. Lengthening out your inhale. Exhale, both hands back down to the ground. Step your left leg back to meet your right leg. Lower slowly to a low push-up. Inhale into your upward facing dog. And exhale back to a downward facing dog. Good. Spread the fingers out, spread your toes out. Again, as the fingers spread out, claw lightly. As your toes spread out, see if you can lift your toes off the floor. Right? Take another strong exhale. Maybe the legs go a little straighter. Maybe your core engages to hollow out the lower belly. And then jump or walk your feet up to the top of your mat. When you get there, take your inhale and exhale, fold. Good. Riley, how many yoga classes have you done in your life?
Not very many.
All right. So we're going to go back into a B series. She's doing awesome, right? Sitting down into that chair that's just a little too far behind you. Exhale, dive forward. Again, straighten out your legs as you dive. Inhale, flat back. Lengthen your spine forward. Good. Jump to your push-up or walk back. Exhale, chaturanga, lower slowly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, press it back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. And exhale, this time bring your right knee towards your forehead and your forehead towards your knee. That's it. Inhale, extend, right leg up and back. Exhale, bring your forehead to your knee and your knee to your forehead. Hold here for a moment. See how her abs are really lifting her up? That's what you want to feel. One more time, inhale, extend, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to forehead, forehead to knee. Step your right foot through your hands. Transfer your weight onto your right foot and lift your left leg to the sky now. Lift the left leg up. Wrap your right elbow around your right calf muscle. Good. You can also keep your hand on your Achilles tendon or both hands down to the floor. Let your neck relax if at all possible. And I'm going to give her a yoga prop. We don't have a block, but I'm going to have her put her left hand on the top of this, and you have to just use it gently because it's not stable at all, right? We want to create a little instability, even though there's already a lot, so that you can use your core stabilizers even more here. Good. Take one final exhale. Draw the left leg a bit higher. And exhale, release both hands down to the ground. Step your left leg back to the back of your mat. Step your right leg back to meet your left leg. Keep the flow going and lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Let the elbows draw back. Good, beautiful. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and reach it back. Exhale, bring your knee to your forehead and your forehead to your knee. Again, inhale, extend the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring knee to forehead, forehead to knee. Engage your abdominals strongly. One more time, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring your knee in, hollow everything out. Step your left foot through your hands. Transfer your weight onto your left foot. Wrap your left hand behind your Achilles tendon, elbow behind the knee, and forearm behind your calf. And right hand down to that block or to your bolster. Again, this is really unstable, but it's actually nice to kind of challenge yourself to find core strength, because this mat is not going to really support you at all, right? Take another deep breath in and see if maybe that right leg can float a little bit higher to the sky. Beautiful, good. And exhale, bring your right foot down to the back of your mat. Both hands to the floor. Step your left leg back to meet your right leg. Inhale here, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, let the heart rise. Good, and exhale, press it back to a downward facing dog. Take another inhale here. This time as you exhale, I'm going to have you come onto your hands and knees and come into the middle of the mat. On your inhale, extend your spine, lengthen it out. Good. And on your exhale, round your back and engage your abdominals. Again, inhale, extend your spine. And exhale to round your back. One more time, take that deep inhale. And exhale to round. And now from here, inhale to an extended spine as you bring your left arm forward and your right leg back. Pull yourself apart in two equal and opposite directions. And I want you to keep your right hip bone squared down, left hip bone lifts up. So both inner thighs are going to be actively engaging. Imagine that I was there in your own practice while you're doing this at home. You're going to push your right inner thigh into my right thigh as strongly as you can, right? Your left inner thigh is also hugging into midline. Pull yourself apart. Check in with your arm that's on the floor. Make sure your elbow is unlocked. So a little bend in that right elbow. There we go. Good. Take one more inhale here. Now exhale, bring your left arm toward the left side of the room and your right leg to the right side of the room for a zigzag pose. And remember, this left hip we're not going to let this left hip sit out very far, right? You're going to keep that left inner thigh hugging into midline. Breathe as deeply as you can. See if this right leg can lift any higher. And then exhale, arm forward, leg back again. Come back to where you started. Lift both limbs as you inhale. Exhale your left hand down and open up to the right side, so facing the computer screen. Okay. Yeah, left hand stays down and your right arm's gonna come up. Okay. And just keep that right leg up as well. Yep. So again, this whole practice is really about throwing ourselves off balance on purpose. So you're gonna lift and open through the entire chest plate here, lifting out of that left shoulder girdle. You're gonna arch away from the floor with this left side body. Gorgeous, good. Keep rooting back through the right foot. Take another inhale here. Exhale, bend your top knee, reach around and take a hold of your foot with your hand. As you kick your foot back, if that is too much on your knee, let go of your foot and just kick back isometrically. Keep the left hip tucking under your right. Keep opening your right hip up. go. Again, we're throwing ourselves off balance on purpose. Kick back as strong as you can and feel your hamstrings working. Take one more deep breath in here. Good, exhale your right knee down to the ground. Walk your knees out wide enough to drop your ribs between your thighs and take a little child's pose here for a moment. Breathing into your lower back. So this is a great pose to do for just making sure that your lungs are getting oxygenated as well and that we're working out our lungs. So not only to the lower back, but even into your upper back and your mid back, filling up all of those spaces between your ribs rather. We've got more lung tissue in the back of the body than we do in the front. So we want to saturate that lung tissue with, and more alveoli in the lower lobes of our lungs than we do in the upper, right? And that is right where we need to be exchanging our oxygen. So please make sure that you are taking the deepest, longest inhales possible. Breathing into the lower back, the back of the pelvis even, but all the way up into those spaces between your back ribs. Puffing up the back of your body each time you take an inhale. Every exhalation is a re-engagement of your core. Make sure you empty out completely. Good, let's come back up onto the hands and the knees as you take your next inhale. As you exhale, just draw the navel in and up, plug into your core strength. Bring your right arm and left leg off the floor this time, fingers reaching forward, toes pulling back. Good. And notice how, again, instead of sinking into her back, go ahead and sink down more, a little more. Yeah, instead of doing that, which you can see is going to be a little pinchy, she's going to keep her core engaged like she was, to keep the line of the body long and open so that there's no kinks in that pose, right? So we can let the energy flow freely. Draw a little more length and hug your left and right inner thigh to midline. And then bring your right arm to the right side, left leg to the left side for zigzag pose. But check in with your left elbow. Make sure the left elbow is not hyperextended here. Pull the fingers out, pull the toes in the opposite direction. Take an inhale that expands from your center all the way out to your fingers. Nice, all the way out to your left toes. Take one more inhale. Enliven your toes. She's a dancer, so she points her toes a lot. Good, bring it back to center, arm forward and leg back. Lift both limbs. And bring your right hand down, open up to the left side of the room. So we'll get a nice view of the back of the body now. Yeah, Riley is an amazing ballroom dance teacher and dancer. and every ballroom dancer needs yoga. But so you're gonna look beautiful. Arch away from the floor again with the right side of your body. You can see all of those back muscles firing here. Now go ahead and bend your top knee, reach around and take a hold of the top of your foot. Kick your foot back into your hand, hug your spine with your spinal muscles here. Exactly. She's letting her body teeter and totter rather than trying to hold this rigidly. This teetering and tottering is working all of those really small muscle fibers, especially our core stabilizers, as well as our insertions and attachments, right? So not so much the belly of the muscle, but the ends of the muscle groups that we don't normally get to work, right, in another kind of sport. Take one final inhale here, kick that foot back, and release your left knee all the way down to the ground. Walk your knees out and take another child's pose here. If this bothers your knees at all, please feel free to lift the hips up away from the ground and take a puppy pose instead. Right, so if that's the pose you want to take, the pelvis is high, the chest is dropping down, then you're feeling a stretch on the abdominal muscles now rather than the back. Either one is great, and you can switch those up at any time. Good. How's everybody feeling? How are you doing? Good. All right, take another exhale, dive a little deeper. On your next in-breath, come up onto the hands and the knees, and press it back to your downward facing dog. Good. In down dog, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pull the ribs closer to your thighs, find your core strength, and hollow out the belly. Now lift your right leg off the floor again. Extend it up. Good. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift the right leg up and reach it back. Exhale, bring right knee to right elbow. One more time, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Hold the two together now. Make sure both elbows are bent here. Hug both inner arms to midline. And then you're going to step your right foot out to the right. So mirroring what I'm doing. There we go. Root down to the sole of your right foot. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to slide your left toes back so you're in a plank position. That's it. That's it. Now, just three push-ups. Take it down on the exhale and back up on the inhale. 2 more times. Exhale down and inhale up. Good. One more time. Exhale down and inhale up. Nice work. Good. From there, we're going to bring the left knee down to the ground again. Take an inhale. Lift your left arm up. Good. And exhale. Reach your left arm underneath you to grab your right shin. Drop onto your left ear and the outside of your left shoulder if you have that flexibility. If you don't, you can just bring your left hand down to the ground at any time. Bring out your spine and make sure you are feeling this each time you exhale to dive a little deeper or to wring out a little bit more. Looks really good. Take another strong exhale in this position, wringing out entirely. Come back up onto the palms of your hands, extend your spine. Good. Extend your right leg out into that zigzag again. Stand up onto the pads of your left toes and keep your right leg out into that kickstand position. Yeah. So you're going to bring this leg even further toward the center line. Good. That's it. Keep breathing. Keep rooting down to the inner heel of your left foot. I don't know if you can see that, but her legs are zigzagging. Good. Take now, swivel your right leg all the way up and back toward the top of the wall behind you again. Good. And now bring it all the way through. Step your right foot all the way through your hands. Nice. Transfer your weight onto your right foot. And this time we're going to take a butterfly pose. So as the foot roots down, your arms will rise. You're going to draw the crown of your head down and forward while the left leg lifts. You're moving in a diagonal line in relationship to the pull of gravity. Good. Keep out of your right hip. Keep hugging in with your right inner thigh instead. Yeah, and it'll take a while to get used to this if you're used to sitting in your hips or if your hips are super flexible. This is going to stabilize your pelvis. Take another inhale. Nice job. Good. Exhale, both hands back down to the ground. Awesome. Step your left foot back to the back of your mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Good. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. And exhale, left knee to left elbow, drawing the elbows in as well. Good. Inhale, extend, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, both elbows are bent. One more time, inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, bring the knee in. Once you have touched the elbow and the knee, stay there, breathe there. And then step your left foot out to the left side, standing onto the sole of your left foot, slide your right toes back so you're in a push-up position. So the hips are gonna lower a little more. There we go, take an inhale here. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, back up. Exhale, down. And back up, nice work. Just one more, exhale down. And inhale, back up. Now place your right knee to the ground. Inhale, lift your right arm up, open to the right. As much as you can. Good. Exhale, reach your right arm underneath. The entire torso, you're going to reach over to grab your left shin with your right hand. Drop onto the right ear and the outside of your right shoulder. And breathe. Bring out and breathe. Great. Make sure that your back body is breathing with you. Taking a strong, long exhale to bring out and go further still. Good. Take one final strong inhale here. Breathe to where you feel you can send your breath in between your ribs, in between your shoulder blades, wherever else you're feeling this stronger exhale to bring out one more time. Come back up onto the palms, but keep your left leg out. And then lift your left leg off of the floor here as you inhale. Stand up onto the pads of your right toes and push it back into a three-legged down dog. This time the legs out into like more of a kickstand, right? Left leg reaching to the left. Good. That's it. Keep hugging in with your right inner thigh. Now swivel your left leg all the way up and back toward the top of the wall behind you. And exhale, step your foot through your hands. Transfer onto your left foot and move into butterfly. This is with the spine extended. Your arms are reaching back toward the wall behind you. There you go. Your ribs are moving, no, arms reaching back. There you go. Right leg up. Both inner thighs, I know, especially after coming off the floor, it's rough. Open up the chest. Nice job. And believe me, even though it seems silly to be doing this and trying to just come out in and out of it. It's actually working your muscles just fine, right? We're learning how, our body's learning how to right itself with integrity rather than by sinking into the joints. So one more time, extend that leg, reach the arms back, hug into midline, good, and then release both hands back down, step your left leg back to meet your right leg, so both feet are back. Lower slowly on the exhale. Inhale into your up dog, and exhale back to downward facing dog. So a lot of times dancers have hyper flexible hips, they get that way. And so when we're asking the hip to stabilize, it needs a little time to get stronger, right? So especially if you are a dancer and flexible there, just know that stabilization isn't going to take away your flexibility, it's just going to give you more strength around it. So you'll be able to dance for a longer period of time. Take one final exhale in this position, and then drop onto your knees again as you inhale. From here, we're going to exhale and bring the left hand down, open to the right, but keep your left knee on the floor. Keep your right foot on the floor as well. So it's kind of like left hand down, left knee down, and then open to the right. This is our gate pose. So feel free to stay in this gate position here. If you would like to go further, we're going to go into a full Vashisthasana. And she's just going to bring the left knee off of the floor as well. So instead of keeping the left knee down, we're going to lift the left leg up, arch away from the floor at the left side body. Good. Your hips are lifting, your spine is lengthening. Lengthen out the right side of your torso as you take your next inhale. Lift those hips, very nice. Great job. And exhale your right hand down, draw your knees down to the floor as well. Take an inhale to extend. And exhale, open to the other side. So right hand will stay down, left arm comes up. Start in gate. Feel free to stay in gate pose. If you are in gate pose, we're going to root this foot down really firmly into the floor to help lengthen out this left side. And the left arm is going to reach over your left ear, so we lengthen out even more. But if you want to go into full Vashisthasana, bring your right knee up. This is side plank pose. Lift the hips up, arch away from the floor. Gorgeous. Breathing into the left side of your body while it's rising, exhaling from the right side. Take one more deep breath in here. Wonderful. Exhale this time to downward facing dog. Just move right into down dog. Take your left hand to the outside of your right hand, the one you were just balanced on, to the outside of your left shin. We're going to take a twisting down dog here. Grabbing the outer shin. If that's not working today, just place your right hand underneath your chest, along the floor with your right fingertips, and then just bring out a turn to the left anyway, right? If you are holding on to your shin, you're going to tuck your right ribs rather underneath your left, so that the entire chest plate starts to open toward the left side of the room. Good. Take one more exhale here. Bring your right hand down to the floor and do the other side. Left hand grabs the outside of the right shin. We're staying out of our shoulders here by engaging our quadriceps. Move your thigh bones back, draw the sit bones down. The neck is lengthening here. Good. Each exhalation is another opportunity for you to engage your core and bring out your spine even more. Take one final exhale here. Great job. Now bring your left hand down to the floor, shoulder distance apart. Drop onto your forearms now for a dolphin pose. Forearms on the floor. Push down to the belly of your forearms, down to the palms. Your neck is relaxed. Push back with your quadriceps, hollow out the belly. And make sure that rather than sinking into your sinking into your shoulders, that you're allowing the weight of your body to lift up out of the shoulders. Move the thigh bones back, lift the kneecaps up. We're here for 2 more of the longest exhales possible. We really want to find our exhale here. Take one final deep breath in. On your next exhalation, walk your forearms forward until you're in a plank pose. So you want to probably get your toes back on the mat there too. But, yep. Okay, so in this position, we're in a low push-up position, low plank pose on our forearms. Very nice. The sit bones are drawing back and the thigh bones are lifting up. You want to make sure that you're not hanging off of your shoulder blades like that, so push down more through the forearms. Yeah, and get your pecs working a little more as well. That's it. Very nice. Sit bones draw back, thigh bones lifting. Make sure your quads are firing. 3 more breaths here. 2 more breaths. Take one final exhale here and lie onto your belly, reaching your arms forward toward the front of the room. Good. With your head on the mat, your forehead on the mat, take a deep breath in here. Both arms are reaching forward. As you exhale, bring your navel in and up toward your spine and draw the top of your pelvis away from your lower ribs. So that instead of the sit bones pointing up, you're taking the top of the pelvis back and the sit bones pull back. Okay, so we want to keep the lower back long. Take an inhale, lift your left arm and right leg off the floor, left arm and right leg. Good. If your head will rise up, just make sure your neck is in line. That's it. Good. Take an inhale to pull yourself apart into equal and opposite directions. Good. Now bend your right knee, reach around with your left hand to take a hold of the inner edge of your right foot with your left hand. Claw the floor with your right fingertips or bring your right arm all the way off the floor. Let your head come up a little higher as well and kick back into your left hand while you lift the left leg up. Exactly. Good. Keep your right arm reaching forward. Keep your left toes pulling back. Inhale so that your belly rises off the floor here. And an exhale to hug your spine. Take one more inhale. Good. Exhale, release everything down to the floor. And once you are on the ground, go ahead and release that. Good. Good. Bring your hands alongside your chest. Push up on an inhale to the hands and the knees. And as you exhale, we're going to press it back to downward facing dog. We will get to the other side in a moment. Good. Find your breathing. Coop. Be a little quieter, okay?
Yeah.
Now taking an inhale, let's lift. Did we do both sides or did we just do one leg? We did both sides, right? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to take an inhale to come back up onto the forearms, back down, I should say, onto your forearms for another dolphin. This time though, tiptoe your toes in so that your toes are as close to your elbows as possible, and you're going to stand way up onto the pads of your toes. And notice how she's kind of walking into her shoulders here, so I want her to pull up. Good, bend your knees. That's it. And keep the pelvis tilted up. Good. Do you feel the core?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Take another strong exhale here. Good. Keep the neck relaxed. As your knees bend, it just concentrates more of that lower abdominal workout. So this is actually much more challenging than the normal dolphin pose. And if you want to make it even more challenging, just walk your knees in a little closer to your chest with your knees still bent. Your heels are up and your sit bones are pointed up. One more long inhale here. Exhale, walk your feet back into plank pose on your forearms. So stay on your forearms here, yep. Just walk your toes back. Draw the sit bones back. Now if you wanted to go a little less intense this time, you can bring your knees to the floor without your pelvis dropping below the hips. Your sit bones are still drawing back. There we go. And we're still rooting down to the forearms. If you want to go a little more intense, keep your knees off the floor with them bent, and you will feel a little more intensity here. Yeah, so if you want to, either way, just make sure that the pelvis is still on the same plane as your shoulders. One more inhale. Good. Exhale, lie onto your belly again, and reach your arms forward with your forehead on the mat. Once you get there, take a long, deep inhale. Send your belly into the ground. As you exhale, engage your core. Plug into your inner strength and draw the top of your pelvis back toward your heels. So that, in other words, the back of your pelvis is moving away from the back of your ribs. Inhale, bring your right arm and left leg off the ground. Right arm and left leg come up. Exhale, pull yourself apart into equal and opposite directions. Try to keep your neck elongated so your gaze is down and your neck stays long. Good. Take another inhale here to reach in two directions. Good. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, reach around, take a hold of the inner edge of your left foot with your right hand. Lift your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Lift your left arm up if you'd like to. Exhale, kick back into your right hand with your left foot and lift your right leg off the floor. Inhale, breathe so deeply that your entire rib cage comes off the ground here. Exhale, draw, lengthen, pull yourself apart. It's really good. Make sure you feel your back muscles hugging the back of your spine. One more huge inhale to float the ribs up, and exhale, release everything back down to the ground. Nice job. All right, let's push up onto the hands and the knees now. As you inhale. As you exhale, round your back. Make sure your abs are engaging. With your back still rounded, let's cross our shins And once your shins are crossed, sit back behind your heels, bring your legs out from underneath you and forward, holding onto the thighs with your hands. Grab one of these rolled up mats here. We're going to place the mats between our inner thighs. Anywhere between the knees and the groin is fine. We're going to squeeze the mat or the block or whatever you have. You can even use a pillow here. Just make sure it's not like the squishiest pillow in the world. And once you get there, let's take an inhale to bring the feet up off of the floor. And hold on to the backs of your thighs here to begin. Flex your feet. Open up the chest. Draw the elbows back and lift your heart. Now, if this is not quite enough, reach your fingers past your knees instead of holding on. And you can also start to bring your arms up. Keep squeezing your block or whatever you have between the thighs. This is going to activate the lower core when you do that. Keep the chest wide open. Keep the breathing going. Keep squeezing that bolster or the pillow or the block. Each time you exhale, try to put your sit bones a little closer to the block or the bolster without sinking into your back. Good. Stay there and take 3 more breaths like that. Inhaling to lift out of your lower back. Exhale, hug your inner thighs around that prop. Draw your sit bones lightly toward the prop. Inhale, lift the heart a little more. Exhale, hug into midline as strongly as you can. Take one final inhale. Good. Exhale, lie onto your back. Make sure you do have the mat underneath you, so slide forward a bit. Great job. All right. And once you're on your back, draw your knees into your chest. As the knees draw in, just rock side to side a few times here. Massaging your back into the floor. Good. And then place the soles of both feet flat to the mat. And we're going to take our finishing poses now. This first one will be bridge pose. With your arms alongside your torso, just begin to peel your spine off the floor and move into a back bend. Make sure that your arms are coming underneath you a bit so that you're off of your shoulder blades and you're on the backs of your arms. And then I'm going to put that bolster back in between the thighs. Squeeze the bolster with your inner thighs. Draw the sit bones toward the bolster or whatever it is between the thighs. That's it. When we squeeze in with our inner thighs, we're able to activate our hamstrings a little more, but we're also, you'll probably notice that the hip flexors are more open once we have that inner thigh engagement. So breathe into the very top of the pelvis, across the front of the pelvis. Breathe into your quadriceps here, the fronts of your thighs. Engage your hamstrings to lift the thigh bones up even higher. Looks good. Take one final inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, take your arms out from underneath you, but keep squeezing that bolster as you come down so that as you roll your spine down, right, you're doing so with core strength. Nice. Once your hips touch, take an inhale, bring the knees in, just keep the bolster in between the thighs. And once your feet come off the floor and your knees come into your chest, bring your knees over to the left side so that you're stacking your knees with that bolster between the knees as you point the knees to the left. Your chest is open. And your spine is extending. Then reach your arms out to either side of the room. That's it. Turn your palms face up. Turn your head if you'd like to look over your right shoulder. And lightly squeeze the prop between the knees to get the spine to elongate and bring out even more. Good. Take another strong exhale as you bring out one more time. Nice job. Keep the bolster with you as you bring your knees back up over your hips and bring it over to the right side of the room, opening your chest towards the ceiling here. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Squeeze the bolster lightly. Engage your abdominals. Draw your sit bones toward the knees. Feel the lower back, especially the left side, lengthening out even more. While your chest is open, let your heart shine toward the ceiling or toward the sky. And one more exhale to bring out your spine one more time. Good. Bring the knees up and take that prop out from between your thighs. Draw the knees in, close again, use your hands for a moment. And then we're gonna bring the knees away from the chest and with your arms out to either side of the room, rock across the back of your pelvis so that your knees are far away from your chest, too far away to hold on to. And we're using our abs here to rock side to side. See how slowly you can move side to side so that you're using no momentum, but rather core strength and integrity. And then eventually we're going to bring the knees back up over the hips here. As you exhale, take both knees over to the left side of the room. Let them just hover there. Don't let them drop. Let the knees hover about 6 to 8 inches above the floor. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, engage your abdominals and bring your knees back up over your hips slowly. We're just doing this to stabilize our spine a bit. Inhale at center. Exhale, knees point to the right, your head turns to the left. The left shoulder blade is going to stay on the floor here. Inhaling. Good. Exhale, engage your core first and bring your knees back up over your hips. Good. 2 more times in both directions. Inhaling at center, exhale the knees over to one side, your chest stays open. Good. And when you're ready to exhale again, engage your core first and then bring your knees back up. So we move with the integrity of the core as the knees rise. Good. And over to the other side. No matter what, the shoulder blades are staying on the ground. When you're ready to inhale, we hold. When we're ready to move, we exhale. And once we feel plugged in, we'll bring the knees back up over the hips. One more time in both directions, inhaling here. Exhale, both knees over to the opposite side of the room. The shoulder blades, both of them are on the floor. Holding here, inhaling. Exhale, engage strongly, draw the navel in. Bring the knees up at the end of your exhale. Inhale with the knees over the pelvis. Exhale, both knees to the right. Open up your chest, turn your head to the left if you'd like to. Inhale deeply, strongly. And exhale, engage your core, plug in, and bring those legs back up. And now take any inversion of choice. Extend your legs over your hips into Viparita Karani if you'd like to. If you want to go further than Viparita, please feel free. Relax your body, relax even the effort of breath itself, but just continue to pay attention to the breath, right? No matter how slow it is or how subtle it is at this point, pay attention to your breath. Good. And then if you would like to, if you are in Viparita Karani, if you are in that position where your legs are directly over your hips, you can bring the toes a little closer to your face, moving into more of a, almost like you're about to go into a cloud pose. Just see how far your hamstrings are willing to stretch for you here. Take 3 more breaths in this position. This specifically is to help our lymphatic system drain, so this is good for the cleansing aspect of yoga. Take 1 final inhale here. And as you exhale, please place your feet, bend your knees and place your feet flat to the floor. Good. And then extend your legs out beneath you to final relaxation. Now, if you find that this is a pose that is not comfortable right now, you can change your pose in any way you need to. I invite you to turn off the light as you take this pose so that you don't have any external light shining through your eyelids, or not much, right? If you do not feel relaxed, please move in such a way that you actually can be relaxed here. And then just rest here for a few more moments. Letting your breath normalize or even become more subtle than it usually is. And for these last few moments, just be in your body with your now very subtle breath. Feeling what it feels like to release the tension that maybe we brought up to the surface today. Release all of that tension into the earth beneath you. And we're going to let you rest here for as long as you would like. And I will say goodbye. Thank you so much, Riley. Thanks, everybody, for requesting that, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. That was hard. Oh, my